Hello, good morning. It is August 13th, 2022 on a Saturday morning here in California, 11:02 a.m. And let's see if this thing's working. Is this thing on yet? And let's see if this thing, there it is. I've confirmed audio for how I can confirm it. We'll wait for a little bit and see if chat confirms audio is there. So I titled this Framework Laptop for a Doug, okay? I wasn't saying it's for me, it's for a Doug. Basically what I mean by that is to meet my needs and criteria. And then in the description of the video, I got a little more specific. So I guess I should go look at that. I want to configure two alternative choices for a framework laptop for me during this live stream, one on the high end and one on the low end of my needs with my values. I have not decided yet which way to go, meaning whether I'm going to go high end or low end. A high end would be capable of streaming for both of my YouTube channels, and that also means streaming Fortnite. That's the more challenging part. The low end would meet my various needs for my client support work. We should have some confirmations here in chat now on audio, so we'll go look at that. Catch up with chat. Did he announce a number? Well, I didn't. Okay, let's do the number 8. Give me an 8 in the chat if AV-DVR is good. So check audio, visual, DVR, rewind a little bit, be sure that that's working. I want to know that everything's working. There's a bunch of 8s. You're a bunch of 8s. Tony Wallow, $4.99. Thank you so much, Tony. And starts out at the beginning. Was that actually the first thing that came through? Let's get over here to the live stream thing. And yeah, he was actually first in the chat room with that. Thank you. Wow. And hellos back and forth. So hello, Darren Gilholm, Ken Stout, Tony Wallow, Ida Rivera. We got a little bit going with Ida. I've looked at her email and I returned an email to you, Ida. And we can do that today during today's live stream if you want to. I've sent you information regarding for us to do that. Ken's finishing with his data transfer, so I think that means he's beating his bet. There was a bet placed against whether he's going to finish his data transfers in time by a certain date. I don't think that date has hit yet. Let's see. And Ida tells us she's studying for a certification. Not much time to be watching lately, but she's watching all the recorded streams. Let's see. Did I miss any names there? I don't think so. Hello, Chris. Chris Garrett and Jeff Ryman. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I saw that earlier. Chris found a HDMI cable when he started moving his room around. Sane Goat, hello to you. And Sane Goat notices 11 in chat and only 2 likes. Let's see how effective that has been. How effective that has been. Sane Goat. I see 17 current viewers and 8 likes on that panel. How does it show? Let's see. Where's this other screen? Where's the actual video? Yeah, I don't even see it. I lost it. Okay. I don't know. I'm clicking around too fast for you. Chris will tell something's going on with his air conditioning unit. Hello, Rick Lakes. Monica Esparza. Hello. And she gives us a little yodel there. And Zavi Manor, hello to you. Ran Israel, hello. Got something from you, another email, I think it was, or comment, and I think that's going to be going into the next Windows Daily, I think. Hello to Blue Crew from Ken, CFW. Hello, Monica again. Jonathan, hello, Speedy C. See, I guess I should be looking at the oranges better. Orange, orange, and orange. And also I need to be paying attention for 3 question marks. It takes 3 question marks you don't want to hit me in orange, you could do 3 question marks. Ah, Zavi did that. And you might have to keep nagging me for a while. Make sure I drill in that habit. Speedy C, Monica, let's see, Jeff Ryman, AV good, Jonathan, audio video, okay. No, wait, 6? What happened to 6? Jim's a few minutes behind. Let's see, number 9, 8 balls, 8, 9, 10, 11. Chris is going to try to jump ahead of us just by giving us a whole row of numbers. You know what I think I'll do is I'll watch for Chris doing that, and then I'll pick a number that's other than what he picked. Just to be a Doug. Hello, Wintermute. He's not just a number. Let's see, Rick Lakes, I think I already said hello. Oh, Dennis. They finally installed my cable, but they took shortcuts to do it. Currently catching up somewhere else. Oh, you know what? I should be making this bigger, huh? Kenny Whitten, hello. Jonathan again, Sane Goat, prepared AC, installed surveillance before 11 a.m. I think that probably says good, feels good, man. And hello, Rick. Okay, now, I heard somebody come into Zoom. I'm going to bring you in on Zoom, so be ready. I'm giving a little bit of heads up, a little bit of warning here. Be ready to mute your YouTube audio. And then we'll talk about Ida's request. Will WB to the internet? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, here we go, Jeff. Coming in. Incoming. Let's see if he's muted. There's Jeff. Connecting to audio. And I'm going to go turn off the waiting room so other people can come in. Now, I got to start on my Zoom buttons. Let's see how I'm doing on this. So this is going to be 2 people. And so I've got the button set up now, but I'm going to let's see, why is that showing my full? Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I did realize that this isn't, the way I set this up isn't going to quite be right yet. Ay, caramba. What if I do this one? Still not right. I turn this one off, it turns that off. If I turn this one off, it goes that way. That might be okay. And then if I do export vcam, no, I don't want export vcam. I want export broadcaster. Yeah, then I need to turn the camera on. And in number 2, you know what I did? As I did a mental experiment for how to make this work. And I think my mental experiment was flawed. Who's the scientist that was famous for doing mental experiments?
Einstein.
Was it Einstein? Oh, let's see. I'm over that way. Oh, I did that wrong. Einstein. I don't think it was. I think it was in a wheelchair.
Oh, well, thinking of the guy that had ALS, who died a couple of years ago.
I'm not sure that it was him. I think it was one before him. Somebody will probably come up with it in chat. But it could have been him. But I thought it was somebody. I was thinking it was somebody earlier than him. Stephen Hawking. Somebody offers, and that's the one you're suggesting, Jeff.
Yeah, Google comes up with Einstein first, but Galileo also did thought experiments way back when, and
I'm probably thinking Einstein.
But maybe more than one.
Yeah. So anyway, my thought experiment didn't work that well. And whatever scientist that was, he was far more experienced at thought experiments than I. So see, then that is supposed to be on number 2. I have buttons for all the different numbers of players that might be in Zoom. This is just not right. Oh, Ida's here. Hello, Ida. Hi, caramba. Let's see. I haven't heard Ida yet. Are you with us, Ida?
Yes, I'm here.
There you are. Hi. I've
Hello.
Hi. Oh, this is emergency now. Why do I have an extra image of the Doug there? I got you covered for YouTube. There. Now,
Hello,
there you are.
everyone.
Hi, so good to see you finally. We
Yeah.
engaged in conversation so much through chat, and nice to have you here. And Ida sent me an email earlier, and she informed us of that in chat, and that's what triggered me to go look. And I looked, and what you're asking is for help because you want to do a study group, and you want to be hosting that through Zoom, I think you were indicating, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to configure that for a study group.
Yeah.
I'm right now studying for the CPC certification exam.
Yeah.
That's gonna be in December, hopefully.
All right. All right. And you said that this is a change of career path for you.
Another change, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think many of the people in the community may have an idea of your past career, but could you just go ahead and tell us your past and what you're going to?
Well, I started out as a word processing specialist back in the day when there was no microcomputers per se, just one and linears computers, word processors. Then I started programming. I got my bachelor's degree and then did a master's in information systems. So I tried to find work, but it was extremely difficult for a woman in this field. So much so that in all my classes, I was the only woman.
Oh, okay.
So they made my life miserable and impossible. So I finished the master's and I started on my own, making my own company and doing some programming. And I moved my career to the medical field because I was doing programming and I developed 2 systems. And then I fell in love with medical billing and started my clients asked me if I could do the billing for them. So I did that and I love it. And
Wow.
I love it.
Well, you've
And
been
it makes
very
me more
resourceful.
money.
And it's what?
More money. You don't
More
sell
money. Okay.
you don't sell a system every day, but you send claims every day. So that's the difference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, selling systems that you were doing, you can't do that every day, but you can do claims every day. And medical billing is a very specialized field because you have to know the procedure codes. I think I'm using a correct term.
Yes, the
all these different
procedures and the diagnosis.
Diagnosis, yeah. So, and you also need to understand what insurance companies are going to pay for what under what codes. You got to be doing this right, otherwise the money doesn't come through to the medical office. And
Yes, right.
they very much want that to come through as soon as it can.
Yes. And you must know also how to use computers
Yeah.
fully and send electronic transactions
Right.
and receive those transactions and process them.
Yeah.
It's complex. Right now, I'm doing the CPC course because that's strictly coding,
Okay.
not just billing. Because when you're billing, the clients gives you almost, gives you the codes
All right.
already. So I want to do it myself.
So you want to be able to determine what codes should be used for
Yes.
whatever the medical office is trying to bill for. Otherwise, they have to provide that to you, and that means they have to be paying somebody else to do that piece of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't do it efficiently or right.
Yes.
I
Yes.
noticed so far because,
And
but
when you do the billing side of it, do you get to see the money that comes back, or more specifically, the rejection notice that comes back if they don't
yes, I
accept it?
do. And I answer the rejections
Okay.
and I do the adjustment forms so the insurance
Okay.
could review those claims.
So if you know that whole field, like what you're describing that you're working towards, you can be on essentially a one-stop solution for a medical office, so that they're not having multiple people do all those different steps, because that's just not going to be very efficient. So it seems like you're putting yourself in a more
Yes,
valued
that's my goal.
position. Good, good. Well, good going. Congratulations.
I'm impressed with how resourceful and determined you've been to get through all the obstacles you ran into. It
Yeah,
really has not been fair, and I know a lot of women in
yeah.
IT have run into similar situations. And you should be proud of yourself that you stayed with it and persevered.
Yeah.
Yes, I
I
didn't have any other choice.
it comes to my mind on occasion that I hope this community, between all the variety of channels that we're all kind of interconnected, that you and women are feeling welcomed in the community, because it appears that we don't have a very significant percentage of women. I think it's probably reflective of the tech industry, and I'm saddened by that. I don't like that. So if there's any other women out there that have, maybe watching our videos and not spoken up in chat or come into Zoom, please do. We're very welcoming. I want for everybody to be very welcoming. So anyway, thank you for coming in, Ida. Now, you sent me an email asking for some help with setting up the Zoom, and I think you implied in that email that you could figure it out yourself, but you're really busy and you would just like a little boost up, and that's not what you didn't use those words, but is that a reasonable
Yes, it's reasonable. I'm
summary?
so overwhelmed with all these
Okay.
things.
All right. Well, so I want to turn to that pretty quickly. I also sent you a link that you can click on so that I can get a remote connection to you, and we'll just go install the Zoom hosting for you and get you started, set up a Zoom session, and maybe get somebody else in the community that you can send a link to, and they can join your Zoom session, so you can get a quick, easy feel of the process. I'm gonna bring the this is gonna, yeah, my buttons aren't gonna work right for this. I'm gonna bring the chat up real quick and catch up over here. I'm going to go pretty quick through chat looking for Orange. Chris says he's not going to be joining us today. Clipboard Ken joke there, and Stephen Hawking stuff, and the screen jumped on me. People saying hello to each other, and saying hello to Ida. And good, we're caught up there. So nothing that I needed to specifically get to. Now, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna see if I can come up with a solution for those Zoom buttons on my Stream Deck, but I'm gonna put that off. Let's turn straight to getting a remote connection to Ida. So could you go ahead and click on that link that I sent you for the remote connection?
Yes. Saying something in red. Let me get my glasses because I cannot read
Okay.
that.
Let's see. While she's getting that, I'm gonna go remind myself. Looking at her email. The AAPC CPC Medical Certification Course is what it's called. Changing career, hopefully for the last time. And
It says
no.
code does not exist.
Oh, really? When you clicked on that link? Okay, well, let's take a different path to it then. Could you go to a browser and go to the website logmein123.com?
Okay.
It should ask you for a 6-digit code. You
Okay.
shouldn't. It's hazardous if you do a search. You really ought to type in the address logmein123.com because you can get to some incorrect places if you just do a web search.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it appears on the search first. Okay. This on the top, secure.logmeinrescue.com, customer code.
Okay, go to that one.
And it's asking me a 6-digit code.
Okay, here it is. It's 464532. It's a one-time code, so there's no point in writing it down.
Okay, downloaded something.
Yeah, and then you'll have to run that download.
Connecting.
And I see you on this side. I don't see your screen yet, but I see the connection starting to come up. Hello, Jim.
Hey.
Hi, Jim.
The way the Zoom screen
Take
is
off my
followed up,
glasses.
he's looking straight towards you, Ida.
Okay.
The way the Zoom panels turned out. Let's see. So, yeah, I'm connected to your computer now. So now is it okay for me to broadcast that over the YouTube stream?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to bring that to full size. Then come over to here. And I think the picture-in-picture today is just going to have me because of the error I made in setting up those buttons. So then we'll minimize here. Actually, we still need your browser. And then we're going to minimize your Zoom session and minimize, let's just minimize everything. Okay, then we'll get back to browser here. Oh, what country are you in?
I'm in Puerto Rico, USA.
Puerto Rico. Yeah,
USA.
okay. USA. Now, that the particular reason why I was thinking of that or asking that is because in the US we use Zoom.us, and Puerto Rico is what do they call it? Territory?
Yes, it's a Commonwealth.
Commonwealth. So I'm still not sure if we should be doing that .us for Zoom, but I think it'll probably let us know if we need something else. But I think that's probably fine. Cookie settings, and I'll just point out again to the audience, every time I've clicked in to look at the cookie settings, they've always been defaulted in the off position, or only strictly necessary is on. All these others are turned off. And it's still not clear to me whether that is, when we go into customize, if that's the way it's set. But if we choose to accept their default settings without looking at that, is that really the way it is? I'm not highly concerned about it myself. Then let's do, so we're at zoom.us, and I'm going to drag that Zoom window off to the side a little bit here. And now, do you have an account, a Zoom account yet? You can have a free account. You don't have to pay for it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't think so.
If you're going to be hosting, you want to have at least an account. So we're going to want to sign up. It's free. Now, the free account is good for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. And if you want to go longer than that, then you need the paid account. Do you already know which way you want to go there? You want to start out with a free and get the thing rolling before you start paying for it, maybe?
Yes, I guess so.
I
don't know how much time people will be available. So
yeah, the 40 minutes might be as much as your study group wants to go anyway. So here's for verification, please confirm your birth. I'm going to take you off screen.
Yes, please.
I'm going to take your computer off screen.
I'm a baby boomer.
That's just a given. That's just a given.
Although I don't look like it.
I'm not watching.
I'm a baby boomer.
Oh, man.
I'm off screen.
Some things never change.
Whoops, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong keyboard there. I might have messed you up.
Okay.
I was trying to go.
Can I do it now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not even looking. I'm not looking at that computer.
Hopefully. You won't believe it though.
Yeah. Let's see. Dennis says he missed my 2 question marks up there. I'm looking at chat. I guess I could be showing chat here. Be sure I don't press the wrong button on my path to getting there. Okay. All right. So I'll do a Control F question mark in the chat. There's the V's. Dennis, they finally installed my cable, but they took shortcuts to do it. Currently catching up somewhere else. I read that one. That's not 2 question marks. I think maybe I did. Oh, here's one. Shortcuts, you ask. Yeah, the main cable isn't installed within the building, so they had to give me a temporary connection through an open window. They actually ran a physical cable through a window to give you internet connection. Now, when you say main cable, is that an electric cable or is that internet cable?
Probably the internet cable.
Well, an email he sent to me gave me the impression that it might have been electrical cable. I don't know. We'll find out because he'll answer that. Greetings, Photo Mix Media. Let's see, I think I already said hello to Sane Goat. Moving on. Dennis, hello, Ida. My wife, Ida, said hola. Yeah, Dennis's wife is named Ida. They are in Panama.
Oh, I see.
Photo Mix Media says, Ida Rivera, my respects, and my hat is off to you.
Thank you. I'm trying to find the they said that they sent me an email, but I haven't received it.
Oh, I think I've seen them take a while, and it could be in your junk folder.
Yeah. There it is.
Is it in junk?
You see, no.
Alia's
No.
also asking what does main cable mean.
What is what?
I was reading up on chat and
Oh, okay.
somebody in chat between Aliaz and Dennis. So
No,
you found their email, right?
no, I don't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No.
Is it okay for me to turn back to your computer and without bringing it on screen? I won't bring your computer on screen, but I could turn around to your computer and help.
You can bring it in the screen.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's see. That
No
is that,
secrets here.
okay. Is that your email interface there that I'm looking at?
Yes, because I'm on the laptop, and the only way I could,
Okay.
access my email from here is the Microsoft
Okay.
email, because I usually use Outlook on my main computer.
Okay. So then I'll click on other and see if it's in here. No. You know what? I'm not feeling comfortable about having your email on there. So let's look a little bit.
Let me go to my main computer to see if I can see it.
Okay. Well,
There.
I'd like to go here to more, and your computer's not on screen right now,
Okay.
and see if we can get a junk folder from here. This isn't the computer that you usually use for your email, but go ahead and look at your other computer and see if you find it.
Oh, there it is.
You found it? Back to the chat room. Dennis, yes, main cable for TV, internet, and phone. It is supposed to be installed so no one can see it. They're using my original cable. So yeah, that's not electrical cable. That's the cable to provide those three. And Alia's asking if that's a coax cable. Dennis says, I think so.
There.
I've been... So did you find the email?
No, it's not there.
Oh,
No.
you didn't. Okay, well then let's switch back to that screen. I think there's a button to click for them to send it again, or maybe even an alternative. So I've got
Let
the
me
mouse.
check the
Oh, go ahead.
mouse. What is this?
Oh, let me display this screen. We don't have your email there. Let me show that for the audience because that's useful because I'm wanting to be
I got it.
showing how this works. So don't click on anything yet. I'm gonna bring your screen up on YouTube because what we're seeing now is the sign up process for Zoom. So here's I'm going to scroll up to the top of this window, plans and pricing. So I come down into the plans and pricing, and this first one here is the free portion, and it tells us about what you're going to get. Up to 100 attendees in your meetings with a 40-minute limit right there. And they have a whiteboard function available on that now, and group chat and file sharing. And then down here we can see more detail. There's a pro plan here for $149.90 per year per user means for the host. The host is the user. That doesn't mean each of your participants have to pay that. And then down here, there's a business value and what they call a best value. So we're just going to focus on the free version. I'm going back up to the free area. A little sluggish scrolling through the remote connection.
Yeah, my internet connection here is a bit
Okay.
because it's
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
I'm going to go look at the detail of this plan. Whiteboard, 3 editable boards with 25 megabytes, cloud storage, and messaging. And that's all there is in that detail. So we'll go ahead and click here for sign up. And here it's asking for your date of birth. So I'm going to take that off screen again.
Please do.
Okay. And now, so you're going to select the month, day, and year, and then click the continue button. Okay. Dennis, Jim, you look like you're averting your eyes.
No, I'm just concentrating on something I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me type the email address.
Okay.
It's on here. So maybe I made a mistake before or something in the email address.
Okay.
It was sent. Look. Inbox. To activate your account. Now I
There you
received it.
go. Now, is that, so we've got the email there to activate the account. It looks like it's kind of off the right side of the screen for the button they want to click, they want you to click on. Can I show this? Okay, can you stop right there and let me show that screen?
Okay.
Is that okay? All right.
Yes.
Now I'm Ida, I'm moving the mouse over here. I'm concerned about showing this piece. I can blur that part of the screen. Do you want me to blur that part of the screen?
No, we are friends here.
If you don't mind, then that's okay.
Don't mind. I really don't mind. I just erase
Okay.
everything. That
Okay.
comes alone there.
All right. And then here we go. Getting that back up on screen. So here's the email, and because we're using something here about the Microsoft Mail app, we can see this button out here. That looks like the link. Yeah, it says click or tap to follow link. It looks like your resolution might be set low and that the full width of this is not displaying. I'm going to try seeing if we get, yeah, here's a zoom here. See if I can zoom out. Go to 75%. There we're seeing more of it. Go zoom out even more to 50%. Looks like the lowest I can go. So yeah, here's the button for activate account. Okay. So we'll click on that, and I'm going to keep taking you off screen when we click on things because any time that I'm not certain what's coming up next. So here we're clicking on that activate account button. It's taking us to a web page. All right, I'm going to show this. So this is asking for a first name, last name, and you'll make up a password and confirm the password. You're actually creating the account here. And then down here it says for educators, select this option if you're signing up on behalf of educational services. And you kind of sort of have an educational purpose for this, but you're not an educational institution. So I don't think you'd be qualified for that. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to bring it back up here. And I think you've already, I'm going to take that off screen and let you put in your first and last name. You've already given us Ida Rivera. That is your first and last name.
That's my name.
All right.
That's
Then
my
we don't mind
real
showing
name.
that. Okay. And then the password field's probably going to be just showing
Let me
blanks.
yeah,
Not
it
going
does.
to actually show what you're typing. So you want to make it unique, make it complex, because people will try to hack into this and use it.
Okay.
And pass phrases are really good. Tricycles are fast. Just an example of a
Something I
all
can
the time,
remember.
come up with random phrases. You'll rarely have to type it in, so you'll want to write it down somewhere that you can reference it when you do need it again in the future.
Okay. I won't forget it.
Better than me.
No,
I don't
I use the
trust
same
myself.
one for everything.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't. I wish you wouldn't, because if they discover, if they, there are leaks of passwords routinely from sites, and Microsoft's had it, Adobe's had it happen to them. So then the bad guys find out a password that you have used on one site, they'll go try that on every other place they think that you might have an account. You really shouldn't be using the same password everywhere.
Okay, I added something else.
Okay. Let's see. So that's all. Yeah. So I can show this, right? You okay with me showing the screen now? All right.
Yes, it's fine.
Here we go, because it's all just dots. It shows us that you got a reasonably length password here. Okay, then go ahead and click continue. Again, I've got your screen off of YouTube right now because we don't know what's going to come up next. Okay, I'm going to display this. It's asking for your email address twice. Oh, no, that's not what it's doing here. Yeah, this says don't Zoom alone. Invite your colleagues to create their own free Zoom account. So we're not going to put anything here. This is sending an invitation to people you know to set up their own Zoom account. We don't need to do that. There's a save password prompt for your browser. You can either click on to turn that on or to choose never. I've taken your computer off screen, so we're not even going to reveal what your choice is there.
Okay.
Okay. Then bring you back on screen. And there's a I'm not a robot check mark here and an invite button. We don't need to do this because we've already set up your account. It's done. It's over with. Up here in the upper right, if I click on this, it should show us your something about your account. So I've taken you off screen again to click on that. And yes, you've already cleared all of that for viewing. So here, when I click on that, it shows us your account information. So that's it. It is created. Now we want the Zoom app on your computer. And let's see, did they give us a convenient place to click for that here? Okay, let's see, download, meetings chat, Zoom rooms chat, meetings client. That I believe is the right place for it. I've done that before, but it's, you know, it's down at the bottom. It's not quite as user friendly as I would like to see. Schedule, join, resources. Is it there? Oh, download Zoom client. Here we go. So I clicked on resources, and then right down here is download Zoom client. And I believe if I would have gone to that other link that I was looking at the bottom of the page, it would have done the same thing. Now I only get the pointing finger icon when I go to download center. All the rest of this around here doesn't do that. So click download center. And then there's a download button for it's a 30, well, no, clicking here I think would be the 32-bit client. Up here, this button would be a 64-bit client, which any modern computer is going to be a 64-bit.
Downloading.
Yeah, we're seeing it in the upper right corner. And Dennis says, when the construction workers are done installing the main cable, the cable company will have to come back and install everything properly. Let's see then. Ken to Jeff. And chit chat between people. No other question marks or orange. So caught up with chat. Just bringing it up on screen to document that, and then back to Ida's computer. So Ken, is Ken at his computer, or is he off somewhere else?
He said something about fishing last night, I believe.
Yeah, I did catch that. Watching Doug, watching Joshi, updating D drive, and making change to the clock.
He's at his computer apparently.
Because I was going to suggest we recruit Ken, that we'll send a meeting invitation to him to join Ida's Zoom session, so that Ida can experience the full turnaround of starting a session and brings somebody into it. Stay out of channel. I am live with Josh must be broadcasting right now. That's what's going on.
Yeah, Josh is trying to install Windows 11 on somebody's computer.
Ah.
I'm glad that Ida left before I did, because I was right there with her.
That's a joke.
All right.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my God, it's my reaction as well.
It's not on his, it's on, quote, some friend's computer.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, even worse.
All right, I'll give a Ken style disclaimer. We're laughing a little bit, but it's in good it's in good friendly humor with Josh. He's a good guy. So here's Ken coming in, and I'm gonna have to, let's see, that is 5, and this button is what I intended to do, and look how messed up that is. Holy bajolies. Yeah. I'm gonna have to rethink that through and just adjust these by hand today. Oh, look, there's another one. What? Oh no, go to this one. There we go. Yeah. I'm gonna have to simulate multiple people in Zoom sessions with all of my different computers around here, and get a different Doug at each computer. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, coming back to Ida's computer. So that download is completed. We'll go open the file. I'm clicking on open file there to install the Zoom client. And Ida's already been participating in other people's Zoom sessions. You don't necessarily have to have the client installed on your computer for that, but if you're going to host meetings, you really should. So then we'll sign in, and you put in your email address and your password there.
My last doctor liked him a lot, but it seems like every time he walks.
I heard a female voice there coming through somebody's.
I heard this too, but I don't know.
It probably came through somebody's microphone. I think they've got that under control. The Bronc 9 says, I'm not quite sure what that is referencing. At Team Zoom, that's mean? At Team Zoom. Oh, I'm thinking maybe that was regarding our laughing at Josh. Our laughing with Josh? No, I'm sorry. We weren't laughing with Josh. We do like Josh. He operates a little bit above his head sometimes, but that's, hey, I actually admire him and in certain extents because he tries to do things. He's learning. He's learning. So, hey, bravo. Keep going, Josh. You're doing fine. Oh, this is up. Okay, so here's the Zoom app open. So I'm going to maximize this. I don't give Zoom a lot of points for an intuitive interface. Jeff, you're kind of laughing along with that, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So here's a schedule that's for scheduling a meeting and returning to a meeting because you're actually in a Zoom meeting right now with me.
Okay.
So, and the Zoom app knows that, but up here, this meetings button, I like creating new meetings through that interface better, I think. I'm trying to judge now whether it's looking the same that I'm accustomed to or not. Upcoming recall. Oh yeah, here's a plus sign. So here's schedule a meeting, which that would be very similar to this schedule a meeting here. So right now we're on the home screen. You can click on this to schedule a meeting, or you can come to this meetings tab and use this plus sign to schedule a meeting. And I think the experience is going to be pretty similar both ways, maybe identical. So I'm going to click the plus sign there, schedule a meeting. And so here for the topic, you would put in the name of this meeting and define whether it's going to be a recurring meeting or a one-time meeting. And what you're talking about for your study sessions, I'm going to suggest that we just go ahead and create the meeting for your study session and we get somebody to join that as a guinea pig. Yeah, then look at that. Look at that. I got him on YouTube. He's volunteering. Ken is volunteering to be the guinea pig. Okay, so I'm gonna bring Ken. Yeah, all right. She gave that to you in chat earlier. You actually got it audible this time.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so just name it how you want to do it.
That's the month we started.
So now if you use 08/22, well, that means in September, you're going to have to create another meeting. You're going to have to send out new credentials to people. If you want your study group to be able to use the same credentials, then you should be creating a name that's going to be able to remain the name.
What happens is that the professor calls us that because we started in August, but that's okay without it.
I don't think I quite understood that. Are you saying that you do want it to be dated for August?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
What happens is that the WhatsApp group is called CPC 08/2022 because we are the August group.
You are the August group. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
before us, there was a January group that ended on July. We started in August. We finish in December, and there's another group next year.
So when you finish in December, you're still known as the August group?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Well,
because we're taking the exam on I think it's the 17th, no, yeah, 17th of December.
okay. Well,
That's a Saturday.
that makes a lot of sense then to name it as the August 2022 group. But I don't think it really matters one way or the other, as
No,
long
it
as it's a
don't.
name that you're willing to stick with. And that way you're not having to send out new credentials all the time. Okay. So right now you have removed that. I think that's going to work fine for you. The start date, it's assuming today, but that's kind of irrelevant. What the start date here shows, because at some point you're going to send out the invitations to the people that you're inviting to join with you. So you're fine leaving it as August 13th. Doesn't matter what dates you actually going to meet. The duration is also irrelevant. It's only here in case you want to use this technique for informing the recipients. So since we do know it's limited to 40 minutes, I mean, you could change that to 40 minutes, but the meeting's going to run you're going to get a warning message at 40 minutes. Now, I think the first 1 or 2 times you hold a meeting, it will let you go beyond that. But then in subsequent times, it's going to cut you off unless you pay the fee. Okay, so let's move on. Recurring meeting. You can put a check mark there if if you want this meeting to be available for you to repeat it. I would think you probably do want to do that.
Yes.
So put a check
It's gonna
mark in
be
that.
like every other Saturday.
You don't have to determine that now.
Okay.
You can, but do put a check mark in that recurring meeting box so that I think that's going to keep it on your list of meetings. If you don't put that there, it might not be available. Do you see that checkbox on the left-hand side?
I see it. I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, just put check mark
And
there.
there's another detail, Doc. I can't send. I'm prohibited of sending emails with the link.
Okay.
I only can paste the link on the study group WhatsApp screen.
Okay, that's fine. That we can accomplish that. You don't have to send this out by email. I've said that a few times, but you don't have to use that method. So here's a meeting ID is the next choice to make here. If you use your personal meeting room, then you're kind of stuck with keeping that as your personal meeting room all along. And I regret having done that wrong in my Zoom environment. Okay. So I would suggest leaving it as generate automatically. And so that's going to make up a meeting ID number, and that meeting ID number will be the same each time you hold this meeting. But because we're generating it automatically, or generating a different meeting ID than your personal meeting ID, you could then create other meeting groups later in life. and this group does not come to essentially own your personal meeting ID. There's some nuances in the way I described that. I didn't describe it completely accurately, but let's just stick with saying for now that I'm suggesting you do this as generate automatically. Then there's a passcode. That passcode field there, you could make that simpler and you can change that later. We definitely do not want you to be using the passcode that's displayed there now, because if you do, you're likely to get Zoom bombers.
I'm gone, I just wrote it down and you're going to change it, Doug?
Yeah, Zoom bombers will come and crash into your Zoom session. And I've had that happen. We had it happen during a live stream on my show. And I think Ken's had that happen on his too. So you want to be it's not as private as a password, but you want that only to go out in the environment where it is safe to do so, such as whatever the WhatsApp or whatever the method that your classmates communicate. And then if you do wind up
Let me
having,
take my dog.
okay, we'll catch up with chat. James, let's see. I notice that's the full installer of Zoom. Does it install into the program files folder or user app data? Let's see. I guess easiest way for me to do that is check it on my computer. Look here. C drive. I'd be thinking it'd be in program files because it's not a Microsoft app and it doesn't come through the App Store. So is there Zoom?
I will note one thing here, Doug. I have an administrative account and user accounts on my computer, and I have to install the Zoom app separately for each one.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing that the Zoom app, I'm actually displaying it now, is the Zoom app on my taskbar shows that it's running from my user profile, app data, roaming,
right.
Zoom, and there's the zoom.exe. So it's not in program files, it's actually in my user profile. And that confirms what you just said, Jeff, that you had to install it separately.
With that,
Yeah. I don't think you can do 2 meetings at a time, can you? I kind of doubt that. I guess we're going to try to, though. I need all the training I can get from the Bronc. Chris, have to head out now. Yeah, Wintermute, that's precisely what I did here, except I did it from the taskbar rather than the desktop icon, and it's in app data. All right. Coming back to Ida's computer. So that passcode, I like to make it easy. Oh, wait a minute. Ida's dog is on screen right now.
Hi.
There we go.
I'm Coco.
Coco. Hello, Coco. All right.
I have to have it here because they are moving cars and he starts barking.
Oh, all right. Okay, coming back to your computer. Anyway, what I was getting at there, I like to have the passcode easier to say it to a person, easier for them to type. You know, like something I would use might be late night, just LATENIGHT, or good day, or it could be any reasonable. It could be a single word. It doesn't have to have letters and numbers. Whether it's guessable or not, are you going to get crashers? I don't think so, but you might be having at times where somebody calls you on a phone. Hey, I don't have the passcode. It's not letting me in. You want something that you can easily get to them. So I'm going to put in a temporary code here for you, and I'm going to call it. I'm going to do take off caps lock, and it's for Ken is the password. Is he still here? Oh, because we're just using that temporarily, and then you'll change that later.
Well, of course I'm still here.
All right. We don't have a meeting ID yet. Now then, here's the next thing for you to consider, Ida, is the waiting room. Do you want the waiting room to automatically be active? If it's not, that means people can, once you have the session running, they can come in without you having to admit them individually. You can turn the waiting room on and off once the session is started if you don't like the way you
could be off because this is going to be a group of people that I know. So
yeah, I would think so. You're probably not going to have to be very controlling or heavy-handed with them or Ken-like. No reaction. No reaction. Okay. Then video. Do you want your video to automatically be on when you connect?
Yes.
Okay. So then we'll click on there. Oops, I'm on the wrong mouse. Yeah. And then participants, should their video automatically be on when they join the session?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, too. Because we have to see the books and the papers and everything, all the stuff.
Okay. Now they can individually change that on their side. If they don't want their camera on when they join, sometimes people aren't quite camera ready when it's time for the meeting to start. So they can do that, but you're allowing them to have their camera on when they connect.
Yes.
And then calendar, I don't think that would be very useful in your environment. That would be more like a company environment where we know everybody's using the same calendaring system. And so what we have there is kind of irrelevant. Well, I think it will affect yours. If you use Google Calendar and we click this, then it's going to put it on your calendar.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I use Outlook.
Okay. So here we'll go into it.
Not on this computer, no.
Okay. Here we go into advanced options. This one for allow participants to join anytime. If we put a check mark here, that means they could come into the Zoom session and talk to each other before you are even there at any time.
Okay.
Could be, and you could change this later, but the advantage there is that people in your study group that maybe they want to communicate with each other about it when you're not even holding a session, they could come in and talk to each other through this method.
No,
Okay,
that shouldn't
we'll
be
turn that
allowed.
off. We'll turn that off.
No, because I have to be aware of everything that's the one of the things. They cannot talk about exams or give exams advice. And I have to be aware of what everybody's talking about, because I have to report to the teacher, who is giving me a special permission for this.
Oh, all right.
It was never allowed before. So this is the first time it's allowed.
Ah, so you're kind of a pioneer here. All right.
Yes, and
So
they
let's come back.
made that very clear this morning.
Okay. Here, this is mute participants upon entry. So when they come in, their microphone will be muted by default, and then they would have to intentionally unmute themselves.
Yes, that's good.
You like that? Okay. Automatically record the meeting on your computer. You want the sessions recorded?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Because
will be.
If something is not right, I could send that the video or the audio,
Okay.
the audio to the teacher.
Question.
Yes, Ken.
When you check that automatically record meeting on the computer, well, when they join, is that going to let them know that that's being recorded?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, they'll get I believe that's going to be a visual message on their screen. I don't think it gives them an audible message. So if they're not looking at their screen, they could miss that. But you're about to let us know, Ken, because you're going to experience that yourself when you join. Now that reaction was muted, so we didn't hear your audible on that. Okay, coming back. Approve or block entry for users from specific countries or regions.
I shouldn't press that because there are people in other states, other places. That was my idea with the Zoom this morning, because they wanted to get together, so physically. I cannot because of the insulin pump. It's going to be a burden, and for people.
Okay.
And there are people that are in the states, in different states, in Florida, Maryland, different states. So we have to do
Okay.
it via Zoom.
Okay. So I'm thinking that we probably don't want to check that box, because if we check that box, then that means you have to judge the people that come from different countries or regions. If we don't put a check mark there, they automatically can come in. They don't need any special approval.
Okay,
Do you
that's
agree?
fine.
That makes sense?
Yes,
Okay.
that makes sense.
All right. So then we'll click save. I'm gonna, oop, wrong
I do
mouse.
it?
Yeah, go ahead
So-
and click save there. And
Okay.
then leave that screen on for a moment. And yeah, okay, so then I'm going to bring that back on screen. So here is the invitation. Your recurring meetings have been scheduled at the top of that. Click the button below to copy the invitation to the clipboard. That would be if you're going to email it to them, but you're not going to be using email, but you could also copy to the clipboard and then go to whatever app that you're using and paste it.
Okay.
So you do
I
want
will have
clip.
to figure out how to bring the WhatsApp thing on the computer because I have it on my phone.
Well, now, does your phone, can you receive email on your phone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you can send an email to yourself from your computer with this invitation, and then on your phone, you can copy the credentials from the email to the app on your phone.
Great.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that's easy to do.
That's great. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So for us to do a test with Ken, Ken can just launch his Zoom and put in that meeting ID and put in the passcode. And we'll have to start the host session from your computer, which we don't know if we can do that while you're in a Zoom session with me. So it's possible that you might
That's gonna
have
be
to.
interesting.
Yeah,
Should I log out of yours and try to log into hers, or do you want me to try to log into hers at the same time I'm logged into yours?
I don't think you could be logged into two Zoom sessions at the same time. Whether Ida could be logged into one and host one at the same time, that doesn't seem likely to me.
Okay.
Let's start with trying to start the host session from Ida's computer, because I think that's where we're going to find the roadblock. And Ken, do you have the meeting ID and the passcode written down already?
No, hold on. I'll take care of that.
All right.
I'm getting my notepad out now. My camera.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Let's say hello to Jose.
Hello to
Greetings.
Jose.
Hola,
Hey there.
José.
Hola, Aida.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo está?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Yeah.
Muy bien, gracias a Dios.
Right on.
What she said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good, thank God.
I understood every word of that.
Cool.
Ken, I am
Yes.
wearing the appropriate shirt for this.
Oh, what is
Ay,
that?
caramba.
I speak really. Oh,
I speak one language, is English.
No, I speak three.
Oh, three. It says three. Got it.
I'll
All
shut up.
right. Good shirt choice.
Ada, you're doing a good job on what you want to do.
Thank you. I'm trying.
So, Ken, you have that written down now, right? You're muted.
See,
Ken.
yes, I do.
Okay.
Thought I'd throw some Spanish in there. I'm so fluent.
Yeah, I knew what you meant with the word see. And then, so we don't need to do anything more there. Close that. And then see if we can start it. So we'll go to this meetings tab. We're on the meeting here. Here's the start button. See, that's not clickable. Do you see, Ida, how that's not clickable right there? Yeah. Oh, she's nodding her head.
Yes.
So you're going to have to drop out of the Zoom session. I'm still going to be connected remotely to your computer. So what you'll be able to do is drop out of the Zoom session with me and then click on that start button, and then Ken can come in. We're obviously not going to hear either of you anymore, but I will narrate what I'm seeing.
Minimize this, minimize everything. Because now the meeting is like in a corner.
Yeah. So, and because I dragged it over there, so you can drag it back out onto your screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
And then in
so
the bottom,
tiny.
in the bottom right corner, that's it. That's how
Okay.
you get back to the size that you're accustomed to. And
Okay, let
then
me get
the bottom right
leave
corner, you
meeting.
can leave. Yes. Okay. Nida is gone. We're still watching her screen. And then she's going to start. That's my remote. She's got brought up there. I'm going to minimize. Oh, she's trying to say something to me, I guess. Sorry, Ida, I'm messing you up. Go ahead. What are you trying to say to us? Don't.
Well, I hate to tell you this, Doug, but you
Yeah.
kicked her out of your Zoom, so she really can't say anything to you.
Yeah, well, she's got her YouTube audio muted too. I think she's just letting me know that she can't hear me.
To go to a baseball reference, you're about 0 for 2 right now. So when she gets this up and running, you want me, how am I going to do this? Because I'm a little bit confused on that.
You'll just join, click on join a meeting in your Zoom session in your Zoom window and
Okay.
type in the credentials.
Okay. Gotcha.
So here she's bringing up YouTube so she can hear me. Yeah, okay, so let's just, I'd rather just start the meeting. You just click here. I'm hovering her mouse over the start button, expecting her to click on it. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and click start.
So as I anticipated, my join button is grayed out, which means I have to leave this one to join that one.
Yes. I was expecting that too.
So you know, Ron.
I'll still luego.
Bye-bye.
Banana.
Okay. And then she's turning her camera on. Waiting for Ken to ring into her Zoom session. Here's epic awkward silence.
Oh, without question.
There he goes. There he goes. We got him
All right.
chiming in. And then there's Ken and Ida. It's the Ken and Ida show. Let's see. I'm going to type a message to Ida. Through my chat. You and Ken are on your own. Now I am moving forward with next agenda item. And she can tell Ken that. All right, they look like they're getting along just fine. I'm going to end the remote session with Ida's computer. and then we'll move on. I guess I could have told her I was going to do that if I realized I was going to do that, which I didn't. Who's coming back? Ken's coming back.
No Dougs were harmed in the filming of that Zoom session.
All right, so you and Ida ended your session.
Yes.
I ended my remote connection to her computer. Did she tell you that I sent that message to her?
No, I think we ended it prior to that.
Okay.
But we could tell you could see what was going on because you were showing it on YouTube and it was real choppy.
Right.
But
right.
it was there. So
Right. Well, I figured we would just go ahead and step away so that you and she could chat a little bit more about hosting, and she's coming back. Okay, great.
now
So
I would like to get with you and have you join with me one of these days. There's a couple of things you set up for her that I would like to set up for me. Specifically, if the people in the waiting room can chat with one another while I'm gone, that'd be a good thing.
Oh yeah, I would think so too. And I had that feature set up on my Zoom session and stopped doing that a few weeks ago. Because it wasn't being used.
Hi.
Hello.
Long time no
Welcome
see.
back,
How
Ida.
you been?
Thank you very much, Doug.
Yeah, so we got to a point there that I figured I would step away and you and Ken could talk longer, but you both chose to came back here, so that's great. So does that all the one piece that we didn't get to is just make sure that you can find the Zoom app on your desktop and launch it and start a meeting, because okay, no, you're with us. So just go ahead and try that again and make sure that you see how to start that meeting again.
Am I being volunteered again?
Not necessarily. All she needs to do is get to a point where she can tell when the meeting is
Okay.
up and running. I'm going to stop talking for a little bit so she can go ahead and focus on doing that, and then I'll have other comments. Oops. Over here at chat.
Okay.
Okay, did you get it started?
Meetings. Yeah. Meetings. Start. No, it's not available. Oh well, I have to get out.
Right.
Oh,
This
that's right.
one
That's
to
right.
get it
That's
started.
right. You can't start it. As long as you saw how to get to the place for that, start the meeting, I think you're probably going to be good. There's some other things that you haven't experienced yet, and Ken, you might help me with these thoughts, okay?
Sure.
In ending the meeting, you already know, Ida, how to leave a meeting, but ending the meeting is very similar. It's also in the bottom right corner of your screen, and you just did that, correct?
Yes.
When you ended that meeting. So you've only ended the meeting once. Maybe you want to try that again. And then there's all the buttons across the bottom of the screen. When you're looking at the buttons on the bottom of the Zoom window right now as a participant, you're not seeing quite the same choices that you would see as a host. I think you don't see the security button. Actually, I could make her a co-host and she'd be able to see all of those right now.
Yes.
So notice what buttons you're seeing at the bottom of the screen now, Ida, and then I'm going to make you a co-host so that you can be reminded of the other buttons. So I don't think, way over on the left, you're seeing the mute button and the stop video, and those arrows pointed up on each of those allows you to make changes to your camera settings or changes to your microphone and speaker. Are you okay with those?
Yes.
Okay. So then the next icon that you would see, which you don't see right now, is called security. And then the next one is participants. Do you see that one?
Yes, I see participants.
Okay. And then there's chat. You see that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Share
Okay.
screen.
Share screen, record,
Mhm.
reactions, apps,
Reactions.
and whiteboards. Okay, so now I'm going to make you co-host and you'll see the security screen because there's probably a couple things we want to, let's see, I can make you host. I don't see co-host.
I have co-hosting abilities when I have people on my Zoom. You should too.
Yeah, I know you do. I've got for make her the host. I don't have for make her co-host. That's probably some setting configuration that I
Or
don't have.
could it be that because she's not in the United States, she can't be a co-host?
I don't think that's it because if I go to Ken's menu, I also don't have co-host. I
Just
think there's probably
nothing intended. I was just thinking.
yeah. I think there's probably a setting somewhere that would enable co-host capabilities, and I don't have that turned on. I don't really care about that. I'm going to go ahead and make Ida the host.
Oh, this will be
Oh,
good.
Lord.
Which means she can put me into the
Awkward
waiting room.
silence.
There's no harm. There's no harm, right, Doug?
Right. There's no harm. Do you want to change the host to Ida Rivera? I'm clicking yes.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah,
now I know.
I didn't want to overtake your channel.
Right.
And
Now,
it did.
Waiting room button.
Yeah, really.
I no longer have the security icon on the bottom of my Zoom screen.
I see it now.
Yeah, go ahead and click on that and just get a little awareness of what's there. And let's see, I'm realizing that something on my YouTube display is blocking those icons from being seen over
Okay.
the video.
And I just learned something. When you made her host, it actually popped up in my background on the screen and said she is the host.
So it informed everybody that she's the host. That makes
Correct.
sense.
Yes.
It makes sense that should be done. So on that security panel, you can enable the waiting room. You can have that check marked on or off. That means when new people connect, they would go to the waiting room and you would have to admit them. But by default, that check mark is not there because you wanted them to automatically be able to come in. What else is on that list? Ken, I know you go to that menu more often than I do.
I do everything through participants.
Lock meeting.
Yep,
Oh,
you can
lock?
lock the meeting. Nobody can get in.
All right, that's good if you don't want people coming in late.
Hide profile pictures.
Okay, so that would mean if somebody turns off their camera, that whatever their profile picture is not going to be displayed. Like Catherine right now is showing has a profile picture. So I think hide profile pictures would turn off that. Go ahead and try that. And let's see if that hides Catherine's profile picture. Yes, it did. So now we just see her name.
No.
And then,
I don't want to get in trouble. Let me get it.
yeah, go bring it back.
Okay.
So hello, Catherine. Thank you for demonstrating that for us.
Hello, Doc. Hello, everyone. How are you?
We're good, thank you.
Catherine.
All right, I have 2 women on my Zoom session. Yay.
I'm jealous.
Oh, awesome. Now, what else is on that security menu? You can tell us, Ida, what's there.
Aside from share screen, chat, rename themselves, unmute themselves, start video, start share whiteboards, remove participant, and suspend participant activities.
Okay. Do those all make sense to you?
Sort of.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I think they're fairly obvious, but then they can be very useful, particularly if you have somebody that's being unruly. Then sometimes participants will have background sound and they don't realize how disruptive that is to the meeting, and you might want to quickly go mute them. So we want to let you know how to mute somebody. And so who do you want to pick on, Ida?
Hold on, I'll get you some background sound.
Oh, I think Jose's volunteering. I think Jose's
Okay.
volunteering. For you
Oh,
to go
yeah, go
mute
ahead.
him.
Go ahead.
Oh.
So if you move your mouse to the upper right corner of his rectangle, you'll see a menu available. And when you click on that menu button, I think it's a 3-dot menu, you can mute him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't. Let me see. Oh, it's gonna be on the top.
Of his
So click on the top.
of his panel.
Yeah.
The top right of his video panel.
It was I mute him.
Okay. And then if you go back to that menu again, there should be a choice there to ask to unmute, or you can ask him to unmute himself. And that'll display a message to him.
Yeah. It's ask to unmute.
Now,
yes.
he can't unmute himself until he's asked, though, correct?
I think that's a security setting. I think you can, and I don't know how that is set. So let's ask Jose to try to unmute himself. Okay. So Jose, did you unmute yourself after you saw a message asking you to unmute?
Yes, it asked me to unmute, and there was another button that said "Stay muted."
Okay. So Ida, I would like you to go mute him again.
Or me, either one, or both of us. Jose and I can be muted together.
We'll go for Jose because Ken has already had the spotlight enough. Look at him dead yammering away at me while he's muted. But I'd like you to go ahead and mute Jose again, please. And then we want to see if he can unmute himself without your permission.
You can.
Well, I think that's a security setting. We don't know how that defaults. So,
I just unmuted and she hadn't asked me to unmute yet.
But she didn't mute you, did she?
Oh yeah, you said you saw me yammering away at you and you couldn't hear me.
Well, I didn't know if you muted yourself.
No, I don't ever mute myself,
Okay,
dog.
okay. So she did mute you. Okay.
Me neither.
You are
Okay.
sorry.
All right, that's fine. We got that answered. So people can unmute themselves. And that should be fine for your purposes. All right.
Yes, we can.
All right. Now, I'm curious to find out, can I retake the host? I don't think so.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can the way you do it because you have co-hosting capabilities.
You can, well, okay, so technically you're correct, but if you leave the meeting and immediately rejoin it, it will prompt you, do you want to take over host or not?
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'll try that. This is going to be, okay, so when I leave the meeting, I'll no longer be broadcasting the Zoom meeting over YouTube, and then I'll rejoin the meeting.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here it goes. I'm leaving.
Oops.
All right. Now then, and we're seeing that on, is that going over? My Zoom meeting is being broadcast. And then my Zoom meeting panel. Oh, there it is. Now that brought it up. Now I can click on start. Okay, start.
Point comes back in as host. But don't
replay.
ever say anything about, don't never tell Doug, oh, hey, Doug, you're back. I never see you.
And then I've got to fix the Zoom window in my XSplit and tell it to use the Zoom meeting instead of control panel. All right.
It is showing your meeting ID.
My meeting ID?
Yeah, it was showing prior hitting the button to show all of us?
Was it displaying the passcode?
Don't think so.
No, then that's irrelevant. I don't care about the meeting ID being exposed. If it was a passcode, I might wind up having to change that. Greg Guy says, yes, I can see you and hear you on YouTube.
No, it only shows your ID. It shows Brothers and Beers ID. It shows your work session IDs and Live Windows Training ID, but there's no passcodes.
Yeah, that's what I would expect it to do. Tony got a good laugh out of some piece of that. And let's say Wonder Me's got 3 question marks. How to add a co-host. I'm not too concerned about that. That's a feature that works out for Ken on his channel, but I don't see that I would be using that. All right. That takes care of all the question marks and oranges. All right. Well, I'd like to move on. Unless you have questions, I'd like to move on to my other topic for today's live stream. Do you have other questions?
No, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right.
I got a question.
Yes, Ken.
Can I be the host temporarily?
No.
Come on, Doug. I'm not going to put you in the waiting room or anything. I promise.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Thought I'd ask.
Doug, you trust Ken?
I just declined making him host, so I guess that would be a no, right? I'm kidding, of course. I do trust Ken. I want to move on to configuring that laptop. Framework laptop.
Very good.
All right. And bring up a website. Go to
share the screen.
Oh, I am.
Yes, now I can see it. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I guess you'd be able to see it better if I share the screen, because when you see it in my Zoom panel, it's not as good a resolution, is it?
That's small.
So here, when I go to share screen, you should be able to see that better. Now, that prevents me from showing the people in Zoom over YouTube. Okay.
Well,
I guess
we're on the right side of the screen.
Frame.
That's only in Zoom though. Yeah. Right.
So the website for Framework laptops is frame.work, which you might not be expecting. Upgraded, available with latest 12th gen. Choose your Framework laptop. And I want to go for the DIY. So here's Do-It-Yourself edition. 12th Gen Intel pre-order product story. Upgrade kit. Yeah, I've seen these pre-order buttons all over, and it seems like it takes a few months to get these computers in. When I first realized it was saying pre-order, I was thinking, are they not even in business yet? They do a $100 deposit,
Yes.
and then at some point you pay the rest of the price, apparently.
I think it takes now about 1 or 2 months, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Which,
So let's see the base configuration for 819.
yeah. So I guess
Yes.
that's what it's, yeah, here's 819. I'm going to just go ahead and scroll all the way through this, and we'll go back through it one at a time. One section at a time. So by voice vote from the Zoom participants, should we start with the high-end configuration or the low-end configuration?
I will go middle.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in buying a middle computer.
Okay.
So
And if we go low,
you said low? Start with low
Yes.
end?
Yeah.
Okay.
yes.
So here's Framework DIY 12th gen. Now it looks to me like all they have right now is 12th gen. And I just ordered a Dell computer for a client that we had previously configured for 10th gen, but now all they have available is 12th gen. So that's fine. Guess it's time. So here's i5 1240p, and we're starting with the low end. I'd actually, for the low end computer, I'd be completely fine with an i3 if that's available. Now this is batch 3, ships in September. Batch 2 and batch 1 are sold out. So it looks to me like they don't have any other choice of the CPU. Or wait a minute, yeah, here's i7. I can go up on the CPU. I can't go down. Okay, so i5.
Are the base specifications up where that plus sign is? Because I want to see what it comes with for that. There we go. There's some of it. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for what I know that it's got an i5 for base CPU. What's it got for what's the base storage capacity?
Well, that's down below here. That's down here.
You have to scroll down to see it.
So we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's start with the i5. We're dealing with the low end. And then for storage, the low end 250 gigabytes will be fine. So I'm going to add $66. Well, actually, no. I'm fine with buying the storage separately.
Yeah, because you'll get a better deal doing it yourself.
Yeah. So that base price, does not have any storage.
Okay. Right? All right. Then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So continuing. Oh, here's click none.
Yeah, none. Okay.
All right. And then memory. I could also buy that separately. I don't even know what laptop memory was going for currently to confirm that I can get it less than those numbers. I would assume that I can.
Fair assumption.
So go down to none. And then Windows operating system, I'm going to do none. Yeah. I'm going to use CDK deals for that. Cancel your pre-order. Fact. These are just frequently asked questions. And then next. So right now we're at $819.
That's from the computer.
But there's no storage and there's no memory.
Right.
Right.
I buy that separately. But that's okay. A 12th gen i5. Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me. So then here, what we got is showing us the keyboard, customization, US English, power adapter. Oh, this charges off of a USB-C. So I really don't need their power adapter. I can bring my own fine with that. A USB-C cable connected into any plug-in 5-volt adapter is going to work. So that makes sense to me. That's all on that page. Still at $819.
Yeah, here's where they're going to start getting you.
Let's see, do you want a screen with that? Oh, these adapters here. The expansion cards. You have 0 expansion cards. So I'm gonna want certainly one USB-C, one USB-A, an HDMI if I want to be able to connect it to an external monitor. That's certainly possible. Data port.
Display port.
Display port. I'm sorry. Yeah. Display port. Yes. I don't care about that. Any monitor that has a display port is typically going to have an HDMI connection. I don't see any reason why I need to have both of them.
No.
Micro SD card, no. So I have 4 slots. So what do I want to get more of? I think certainly I want to have at least 2 USB-As. I could even go with 3 USB-As. If for some reason for a short term I need 3 USB-As and I don't need a charging port at that time, I could do that. I just don't see that I'm likely going to want to or need to. I think I can get along fine with two A's and one C. So just pointing out here that you can buy more than the 4. It only has 4 that you can use at any moment in time.
Yes, but you
All
can
right.
always take one out and put another one in.
Right. And then this would be storage expansion cards in one of those slots, the way I'm reading this.
Yes.
Yeah, see, it's an extra storage. I don't see any reason to do that. And now we're at 865. Still not bad. And then add to bag. We're done.
Yeah, good.
That's pretty good. All right, so that ships in September, so next month.
Now you paid $100 US.
I would have to pay the deposit today in order to lock in this September. And it says free shipping with a framework laptop purchase. So there's no shipping charge. That's pretty good. And I feel pretty good about that. Now let's go configure the high end. Look back here, I think. Framework laptop, DIY edition. Oh, they do have 11th gen. But I'm interested in seeing the difference in starting the base price. There's a base price of $679. That's significantly less.
Yeah, that tells me I'd probably go with the 11th gen myself, but that's me.
Because of the difference in price?
Yeah.
How much of the difference? $679
versus $819.
$800.
That was for the base.
Yeah, so what was that? $120, $130 difference?
Something like that.
Yeah. Now, 12th gen has a higher specification for, is it memory?
Not that I'm aware of.
No? All right. But so the low end, I could even be lower than what I configured there.
Yes, you could.
It won't take long to go through that, will it? Because we saw how long that took. That was a lot quicker than configuring a Dell. Out of stock. Look at all that. Out of stock. There's CPUs in stock as the i7. And that's going to add $470 to the base price.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no
good. No good.
Yeah.
So but those are those are add-ons for every one of those. So that base price did not include a CPU.
No, it did. It's just that particular configuration is out of stock.
Well, the reason why I was saying it doesn't include it is because they were all showing dollar amounts. None of them.
That's the base.
Here.
The base one, they have a price.
It has a price, but it doesn't have a plus sign. These have a plus sign.
Right.
These are
upgrades. Yeah.
So that was the base.
Right.
They're just.
Yeah, but if you take the 11th gen and then you add 200, then you're even more. It's even more expensive than the 12th gen.
Than the i5 12th gen, yeah.
So it makes no sense taking the Intel 11th gen.
Right. So now we're gonna go to the DIY 12th gen and configure for the high end. The change you wanted was rejected. What? Oh,
your carts are already there. If you look in the upper right, it says there's something already still in your cart. So
I should be able to add something else to the cart.
One would hope.
Yeah, I think the website just did a little glitch on us there. 12th gen Intel. Figure now. And so then going up, so there's i7 1260, i7 1280. Difference in
Big jump
gigahertz.
from the 1260 to the 1280.
Yeah, big jump. And they say these all say Wi-Fi.
The other one's Pro Wi-Fi though on the highest
Yes.
CPU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ISSB Pro.
yeah. Wow, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
And one of my thoughts about a high-end laptop is I don't like the heat and shorter battery life likelihood. But if I want to do it, my only interest in a high-end laptop is to be able to be more capable of live streaming like Fortnite, and that game is not worth that much money to me. And I can do live streaming with the low end computer just for the conversations, and I think even with Zoom, but remotely connecting to somebody's computer and Zoom and live streaming, that might be an argument for the middle point. I don't ever see going this high. This i7 with 300 more, I really feel unlikely that I'm going to do that. But the same point here is I would do no storage. I would do no memory because I bring my own on those. And I'm going to be bringing higher capabilities of those. And I'm going to bring my own Windows. So we're getting $1,120.
Plus
That's
the expansion.
believable.
Plus the expansion cards too.
Yeah, we haven't got to that yet. They're going to be the same amount of add-on, I'm sure, which was, I mean, they're what, $9 each?
I mean, you can get a different display cover that is more stable too. For example, yes.
Display cover? You mean the screen?
No, the metal that covers the screen. Yes, the
Okay.
back side of the screen. There is another one that is not as flimsy as the normal one. That is like more rigid, if you know
All
what
right.
I mean.
Is that maybe not available in the do-it-yourself editions? Because we didn't get that choice.
Oh, but you can get it in the accessories shop.
Accessories? All right.
Yes.
Framework,
It's a
laptop,
different-
expansion cards, main boards, keyboards, parts, customization tools, software. Parts. Oh,
Parts.
there's
Go
some.
to parts. Check the parts.
Yeah, when I'm highlighting customization, you see what's showing out there to the right? It has the display bezel that has the webcam.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
Okay.
I don't
Go
mean
to
the
parts.
bezel.
We'll go to parts. Here's display kit. $179 for that display kit doesn't tell us
Bottom
anything
cover.
about it. And there's a top cover. And there's another top cover.
Look here. Top cover CNC. That's the one.
Top cover CNC. All right, going back up to that. Oh, here it is. Top cover CNC. $89 on that. This top cover kit is $99. And there's another top cover kit up here, I think, or a display kit. Not top cover, it was display. All right, so then we'll go look at this top cover CNC and click into it to see what that is. Milled out of a solid block of 63 aluminum. Where's Tim Sowell when you need him? The CNC version of the top cover has an optimized structure and increased rigidity. 75% consumer recycled material, reduces environmental impact. Comes with the antenna module and webcam cable pre-installed. All right.
Yes.
I don't feel very attracted to that. Apparently the do-it-yourself kit already comes with the cover, so you can't buy this instead of the cover that comes with the kit. You would be Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Oh, all right.
If you prefer this one with more rigidity, you can order this too.
Well, maybe. Well, I could order this too, but I'd have to order the basic kit first, which comes with a top. I would replace the top that comes with the kit with this one.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right.
It's just that you know that there is another option.
Yeah.
For the
And
top cover.
if I feel a need for that after I see what comes with the computer, then I could always purchase that later.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, you can. I just wanted you to know about it, that you can do it.
That's good. Now, actually, the Hinge Kit, I'm glad to see that there's a Hinge Kit.
Yes,
it's
that
currently
might be,
currently out of stock.
Yeah, of course.
But at least they carry one. And that's one of the thoughts that I've had about the framework laptops is it possible that 4 years down the road when I need a particular part, they might not be selling that part for that model anymore?
Maybe, yes. Yeah.
It's possible. That's a risk that I would be taking.
Yeah, when I was on here the other day, I think there was a way actually that you can buy this without the Wi-Fi card too, if you want your own Wi-Fi card. I don't remember how to do it, but I saw that in the FAQ or something.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about that too, and I'm suspecting that was replacing the Wi-Fi card that it comes with. Because again, when we configured this purchase, we did not have a choice of no Wi-Fi card.
Yeah, somehow that there is a way to take that out of, I think, out of the list,
yes.
but I don't remember now.
Well, I would think if I want to do any deeper customization than what we did through the website, that maybe I could call them.
Yeah.
Now, so here we're in the shopping cart.
I'm looking to both see of them in there now.
Yeah.
You have 2 computers there.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to make any purchase right now because I'm still undecided. This was just about configuring it and seeing what I'm looking at. It's quite possible that I might be informing you on a Windows Daily session that I bought one of them. But at the moment...
Yes, please do. I want to know which one you got.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone knows it too.
I will absolutely let you know. But I think I'm done with that now. I'm going to go look at chat because I've ignored them for too long. There's my last highlight. Speedy C, this is a great stream. Thank you. And chit chat, question marks. Don't do 1 stick of memory. Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. Buy 2 so that it's dual channel.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, let's see. What was it? I'm trying to remember a computer. I'm gonna stop the screen share and get Zoom fixed back up. I've got to change the configuration of that Zoom meeting there and fix that panel. What? I thought of you guys when I was upgrading memory in a computer recently. And I think I'm remembering right. Yeah. This computer had 4 gigabytes of memory And what one was? It wasn't the Surface. Some other computer, and I upgraded it to 16 gigabytes of memory with 2 memory modules. And I was thinking, what I tell you, yeah, it only had 4 gigabytes, but it had that on two 2-gigabyte boards, so it had dual channel. Right? 4 gigabytes not that bad if you have dual channel.
It's
I need
bad.
that loud.
It's bad. It's bad. I'm sorry. It's
I know.
bad.
I know. You're not even going to give me a chuckle out of that. Haha, Doug. All right. I don't remember what computer that was.
You know why? We don't
Why?
chuckle? Because we all want to begin to cry.
Oh,
With 4 gigabytes of memory, you want to cry. You do not chuckle anymore. You want to cry.
hey, I took that computer all the way up to 16. Give me credit for that, please. There I got a laugh, finally. 12th gen had higher PCI speed. I think it supports faster M.2 speeds. I thought there was something about 12th gen that was a higher something or other. Dennis, Ida, do you play Fortnite?
No, I don't. I play Skyrim.
Oh, you know what, Dennis says here that Ida plays Fortnite. Maybe he's no, his Ida doesn't. What is it that you play, Ida?
Skyrim. And
Skyrim.
Elder Scrolls.
Okay. So I don't know what Dennis is getting at there, but moving on. Looking for orange and 3 question marks. vPro is the Intel business platform, not worth the added cost. I'm guessing one of those CPUs was vPro, or
That was the wireless.
The highest.
the wireless. Oh, the Wi-Fi was Pro. Yes. Okay. I don't feel any reason to be attracted to the wireless Pro. Let's see. Whoops. Jumped on me. vPro. Kenny, it also does not come with Windows license. Not sure what that was in reference to. Maybe it was chit chat. Mac McCarthy, hello to you. I believe 12th gen allows you to take full advantage of DDR5. Yeah, that's it. DDR5 is a 12th gen thing, isn't it?
Yes.
And Dennis, framework has been around for a couple of years, I do believe. Yeah, they started in 2021, I believe. I think they're approaching 2 years. That's chit chat. 2019. Oh, Dennis says 2019 for framework. I guess he probably just looked that up. It still does not have an OS. Well, yeah, I chose to not buy the OS from them because I can buy it from Kerry Holzman's CDK deals for what, $18, something like that?
Yeah, 16, something like that.
Yeah. So comparing that laptop to, a major manufacturer laptop where I'm not sure you can select to get it without an OS. You might be able to. But yeah, that saves some money on it. Benchmarks of the 3 CPUs from Wintermute. All right.
You should look at that.
Oh, all right.
The i5 does about as well as the i7 you ordered.
Oh, I haven't
Single
ordered
thread, and it beats it in the total number of threads it can do.
Yeah, but correction, I didn't order anything.
Right. I mean, but it's just
okay. But we configured. So the i5 here beats
on the single thread rating. It's almost as good as the i7, and when you consider all of them together, it beats the i7 barely.
Okay.
So it's a question to me whether it would be worth the extra money.
Okay, so CPU mark rating, CPU value price, single thread rating. I mean, those are all really close.
Yep.
percentage
Yeah.
difference between those is negligible. Estimated energy use. Let's see, how do they? Oh, I see how they're doing that there. Those all were right on target with each other, exact match, really. So here's this, the only thing that the most significant difference is the CPU mark rating. And yeah, that's for the price difference, that's just
I
not.
would buy the i5 even on the high end one if it were me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I will too.
I'm feeling very attracted to the i5. And here, let's see, what would be the CPU mark? Oh, okay, here's where the CPU mark 17,454 is higher than the i7.
No, it's not
right?
significant, but it's
Not a big difference, no, but it is interesting that it is that the i7 is
and that's using all the
lower.
threads at once. You can see the single thread rating is barely less than the i7.
Yeah, the single thread
sure the
for the
price is
i5
not
is
worth it.
lower. Yeah. Then here, number of samples, first seen on chart. Let's see. So the graphics is the same between this i5 and this 7. This higher i7 is that's the same graphics, except it doesn't have the G7 designation.
Don't know what the G7 means.
I mean, I would expect that this one would be better graphics capability, but maybe not.
No, sometimes they have the same. I would go for the i5 really.
Yeah, I'm still leaning that way. I'm just noticing the differences here. This is the only difference that is any significance at all is 20 threads versus 16 threads. But if your software is not utilizing those extra threads, that's kind of wasted as far as I know.
Yeah, but in a laptop, you also do not want too much heat.
Right, absolutely. And let's see here, the i5 is right on par gigahertz wise. Well, I'm feeling
the
very
same on all of them.
Where's the heat?
Max TDP.
Oh, all right.
It's got more threads on the top i7, but see, it's running at a lower clock speed, so that lowers the heat.
All right. Well, max TDP, doesn't that just mean the maximum allowed heat?
Isn't that the maximum it'll generate?
I would think that that's, well, I think if you push the computer hard enough, you could make it overheat. And then, so if you put enough demand on a computer, you can get it to overheat and it'll throttle down. I would expect it to throttle down. The only way that could be the maximum heat and allow you to slam it as hard as possible would be if they have really good cooling. Because any CPU is going to throttle itself if you overheat it. So let me finish my thought and then please comment on it. What I'm concerned about when I see this is that if I'm running moderately high realistic workload on each of these computers, how hot will they be? I don't think this tells us that. I think this tells us what the maximum temperatures expect, but those aren't temperatures, those are watts. Yeah. So that's saying how much power it's going to consume when it's running at its upper limit of where it's going to start throttling. Yes. So that doesn't really... Go ahead, Catherine.
It's how Intel expected to run for these three CPUs. Intel makes a CPU, Intel makes a spec. So they say it's 26 watt TDP.
It's the maximum power it can use. according to the Google and Intel's website.
Yes.
Yeah. That doesn't necessarily correspond in my mind to how much physical heat the computer might be putting out under same
User
workload.
might output more heat.
That's the
Because,
maximum heat the CPU is going to put out.
Well, that's
because,
not that. It's not telling us heat, it's telling us watts. The maximum.
what? Yes, that's how the Intel
Power is
specified
watt.
it.
All right. Well, let's move on.
Yep.
Because I think that's an irrelevant point because I'm still attracted to the i5.
Yep.
Which is gonna generate less heat than the others, regardless of the amount of maximum watts that it's going to consume when it's at full bore. So, yeah, I'm gonna mull that over a little bit, but I feel pretty comfortable. I'm probably gonna pull the trigger on that. Okay, so I'm going to take another look at chat, and we might be winding this down to a end here. Install its own dual channel, 10% speed boost over single, cost usually the same, should always do it. Well, the only reason why I might not do it is if I think it's highly likely I would be adding the extra memory on a computer that only has 2, but that's be so rare to do that. Just these days, if I have any thought of adding memory, I just go ahead and do it now. Not worth taking the time to add another board later. Memory's cheap enough. 12th gen supports Gen 4 M.2 drives, so it's higher drives and higher specification of memory, which means when I go looking at those prices from Amazon for the memory and the drives, I need to be looking for Gen 4 drives and Gen 5 RAM. All right, another computer. What's he got here? Oh, another compare, not another computer. I think I've beat that far enough. Same GPU and all processors clocked differently. All right. All right. Well, that's a done deal. This is the time for any last thoughts or questions or comments, and if not, then we'll wrap it up and say goodbye.
Yeah, I have a not really a thought or comment, so just a comment to Ada. I have 2 things. Equality and woman empowerment.
Okay. Thank you, Jose.
Thank
All right.
you.
So I'll ask the people in Zoom to say goodbye to the audience.
Good night, Gracie.
See you later, alligator.
All right. Thanks for being here on Zoom. And I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting. 3, 2, 1, click. And come back over here and display my email address. Wintermute asks, will it be low, high, or middle? If you're talking about the configuration, I'm leaning towards the low end. And I really didn't have that preconceived notion at all. Mac McCarthy says, thanks for the stream. People saying later, great stream. See you next time. Thank you, Tony and Jonathan and Mac. Wintermute there at the end. All right. I hope that was useful, informative. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend. Catch you later. Goodbye.